Yeah, over to you, Soumitra, for the first pitch of the day.
Hi Tarun. Hi everyone. So I work as a data champion. So where I was asked to create a scraper. So to create a scraper, what I figured after 2-3 months was it is a process where I am trying to copy something again and again and again and pasting it in my whatever as an output. So I saw that as a process okay, I search something, then I find out something. Okay, then this is that my target location, the my targeted data. So the now I call scraper as a process. I'm automating a process. I'm not just building a scraper, I'm automating a process. So I believe a lot of things can be seen as a process rather than be seen as something which you do on regular basis as or maybe a routine stuff. We can discuss more and go in depth since I don't know much about SDP myself. I'm open to discussions this time.
That's a lovely perspective, Soumitra. You're seeing the scraper design as a SDP, right? Like not just to blindly make a scraper that's available somewhere, but to go through a process to discover a unique scraper for your business requirements. Fantastic. And you're willing to open up all your experiences from, I think, at least 4 to 5 different kinds of scrapers that you worked on different platforms, LinkedIn, Amazon, and different platforms. So I think that is wealth of learning coming in from Soumitra. Thank you for that. Over to you, Paridhi.
Yeah, I am seeing Socratic dialogue as an STP, as a solution discovery process. I think it's a really useful way to identify assumptions, to question those assumptions, and to figure out the right experiments based on rigor and based on logic. So, if you'd like to discuss more about how Socratic dialogue or Socratic approach is an STP, then you can join my breakout room.
Okay. A process to design your experiment. Everybody says that you have to experiment, you have to experiment, you have to experiment, but how exactly do you experiment? An SDP for how to design your experiments. Interesting. Thank you, Paridhi. Over to you, Darshana.
Um, in my room, I'm going to mostly talk about problem identification, experimentation, and uh, the iteration process. It's like feedback on. So while I'm working as a project manager on my on UI designs and all, these are the three things that I mostly keep in my mind. So like I will explain how all the process happens, and I think this is like an SDP for me, because there are feedbacks which are given, then I make and also do experimentation on various things. I go to various different websites, take inspiration and all, and the feedbacks are given to me, and then I again iterate things. So I think this is an SDP for me. So if you want to discuss this, please join my breakout room.
Okay. Feedback based iterative evolution. Based on feedback, how do you know, iteration by iteration improve your project? I think that's a process in itself. And how do you do that? Darshana is willing to share her experiences of working on a few tech modules at Deep Thought, being the product manager. Yeah. Now over to you, Nikhil.
Just today we were trying to, figure out why ad campaigns for a brand were failing. So we were trying to reach the root cause of it. That's when it struck me that it was first principle thinking that we were utilizing. So I would like to discuss about first principle thinking as a SDP. If you want to know more, join my room.
Super. I think everybody here in DT knows first principles reasoning, right? I think it's the first thing you hear in your orientation. So, yeah. So, first principles reasoning itself is an SDP, is what Nikhil has just enlightened us. Fantastic. Hope people get to explore more of this in your breakout room, Nikhil. Over to you, Anay.
Thank you. So my pitch will be revolving around the initial process of coming up to any solution. I strongly believe that if you can visualize it properly, then you can execute it properly. So how can visualization and flow diagrams can help you a lot to come up with the discovery of the solution? I will discuss it in my room. Thank you.
Okay. Visualization and flow diagrams can be seen as an SDP is what Anay feels, and he can show more of this in his breakout room. Thank you, Anay. Over to you, Ranganath.
Yeah, being a non-techie person, I think my SBP is around people-centric problems where you have systems and organizations in place, but what if the challenges revolve around how people interact and behave?
Okay, I think this is the most valuable SDP. So, Ranganath, the other day I was talking to a person who's going to be, I think February 3rd week, he'll be coming for the session with top 20% unicorns. He was a part of the digital transformation team of GMR. So he was saying there's so much of technology available, but the problem for all of us is, okay, now Harish is also giggling. The problem is, how do you go and get people to implement it, right? And SDPs over there on how to get people to implement the technology, I think is invaluable, right?
Correct, correct.
I'm
Yeah.
quite keen on entering your room and understanding what you have decoded. And in fact, to all these guys, I was giving your example only. Tinnara, Baunnara. In fact, we're planning to make a video also around this.
Interesting.
For those of you who didn't get it, Ranganath's SDP is two questions which he asks people on a daily basis. Tinnara, Baunnara, which is, did you eat? Are you doing okay? In Telugu. That is his SDP. He goes to people every day and he asks them this question. He builds a rapport. So finally, when he shows up with his tech module, people don't see him as an enemy. They are willing to discuss his tech with him because he's building that rapport with them by asking them daily, how are you doing? So Ranganath, that I think will be Deep Thought's biggest SDP, no? Tinnara, Baunnara.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it sounds
So
very
true,
simple, but it's actually very effective to just go and ask people, did you eat? Are you doing okay? To build
yeah.
rapport. In fact, when Harish was struggling, every day go take attendance of people. Did you eat? Fantastic, fantastic, Ranganath. This is nice. Over to you, Satvik.
Yeah, so my SDP will revolve around the NPS score, the Net Promoter Score, which is the feedback from the customer of their analytics. Are they satisfied with the product or something? Suppose for conducting a seminar, when you get the reviews, you don't get the honest reviews. So for that, I worked on a solution initially, like customer and satisfaction analysis through the webcams. So it was a model which analyzed the facial expressions, and on that, it gave a feedback of what point of seminar was means most interesting for the people, and what point was the lowest, and that graph sort of thing for the net NPS score thing.
Okay. A process of designing an NPS mechanism is what Satvik wants to take us through. Fantastic. I think that would be a beautiful SDP for us to have, right? How do you go about building your own NPS, right? Rather than following what is available in the market. Great, great. Now over to you, Harish.
Hi, good night, everyone. Sorry, good evening, everyone. So basically, this is management by exception. So it is about taking care of the thing which is highly required for time management of our every employee in a particular organization, finding out bottlenecks where it is a repetitive task that they do on a daily basis. So first we need to discover what are those tasks that they do. Each an individual, every individual in a company will have a different set of tasks. So once I identify them, I can give them approaches of technical approaches. It can be as simple as Excel spreadsheet that will reduce their time from hours to minutes. And in cumulatively, if you see, it is a big turnover for an organization. We are giving them extra time. In this time we can give them tasks, so we are not overloading them, we are actually increasing their productivity. So figuring how to do it is to get feedbacks from the managers, sit with them and observe them what they exactly do. You don't have to speak anything, just observe them. You will know where they are getting
Wait, how is this
frustrated.
connected to management by exception?
So basically we'll see they are smoothly operating in most of the tasks. In some tasks they'll be frustrated, and if you can easily identify that task, then it is a simple task, but it is something frustrating them. So
Okay,
if I can
Harish,
automate it,
management by exception that Ravi was talking about was more about knowing where there's a deviation or where there is a problem,
yeah,
and the CEO paying attention only to those areas where there's a problem.
correct. For this is the groundwork that has to be done for from my side to make that feedback loop, Tarun, because
Got it.
directly I don't know what they are doing good and bad.
Okay,
So I thought
so
of
Harish,
telling it from
let
here.
me just add some context to people so they can
Sure.
understand, because your
Understood.
SDP
Sorry
is
for that.
a very valuable one, just so
Thank
that
you.
you can appreciate what Harish did. It's like, see, if you are a CEO of a company and there are 1000 tasks happening in your company, and if 950 tasks are going smooth, you don't want to spend time on it, right? You want to find those 50 things which are not going smooth and maybe pay attention only to them. And also, you would want to know which is the department where most of these things are happening so that you can spend more time with those departments. So this system is called management by exception. Wherever there's an exception to the SOP, right? Like there's a deviation from the SOP, whatever has to happen as per the SOP. If there's a deviation, to identify those deviations and then fix those deviations is management by exception. So what Harish is doing is he has built a beautiful dashboard through which the CEO of Creative Organics can see where the deviations are and can directly go and pay attention to them. And interestingly, Anay, Kanaya, and Zainab are building the same thing for Escape Velocity, which is basically Ravi's twin brother's company. So, yeah, so they're trying to implement the same system there. So, it's a very powerful system because for leaders, you'd want to know what is deviating so that you can pay attention to that, right? And so, while it's a very highly valuable thing, how to make that diamond is what Harish is offering to us. And I think it'll be a fantastic opportunity to go to his breakout room and understand how he has done it, right? Thank you for sharing this knowledge with us,
Thank you,
Harish.
Tarun, for
And
articulating it.
yeah. So, and now over to Kanaya.
Like I'm working as a growth data champion for Escape Velocity, and currently we are designing an AI system where we are helping the operations team to come up to lower their tasks. So now we are gathering the information based on the asking the question and understanding how they are working. So my LDI will be like how to ask questions to gather like information and make our minimum like requirements what we are supposed to do.
Okay. Thank you, Kanaya. And this is your first LDI pitch, right?
Yes.
You just got hired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you all join me in celebrating Kanaya LDI pitch? So whenever somebody makes the first LDI pitch, we all celebrate it together. Awesome, Kanaya. Good to see that in your first week itself, you made your LDI pitch. Yeah. Over to you, Baman, for your first LDI pitch as well. I mean, can we all
Yes.
celebrate Baman's first? Yeah. Can we all join me in celebrating Baman's first pitch? Super. Awesome to see this initiative, Baman, in your first
Okay.
week, I think. Yeah, over to you for your pitch.
Thank you, Tarun. So, by the way, my name is Bhavan Rajkwa, and I'm currently working with the Better by Design team. So, SDP, right? So, what I understand SDP is, considering this is my first LDI session, SDP basically stands for Well Solution Development.
Solution discovery process.
Right. Solution discovery process. So now, about the solution discovery process, right? So I'll talk in relation to my final semester electronics project that I made in college. Yeah. So my project was essentially a MIDI controller. A MIDI controller, for those who don't know, is basically a device which encodes digital signals into audio signals. Basically, what I was trying to make was a DJ controller, right? So the keys and everything, I had sort of figured all of that out. Now, if you have seen DJs mixing music, you've probably seen the turntable that they have, right? The disc jockey that they, scratch, that they do this with, right? So, yeah, exactly. The disc jockey, exactly, Harish. So, the disc jockey, right? So, I did not know how to make a disc jockey, right? So, in my process of SDP, right, what I believe is the most crucial step is to know what solution you're looking for beforehand, right? So, in my case, I needed a functioning disc jockey. And for me, the second most important aspect of the solution discovery process would be to be receptive to any and all ideas, and any and all inputs that you can collect from your surroundings, from your past experiences. So what happened was my project's final submission was a week away. Until now, I
Bauman,
hadn't.
LDI
Yeah,
pitch is confined to 30 seconds. If
my
people
bad,
want to
my
know
bad,
more,
Tarun.
they come
Yeah.
to your breakout room to listen to more of this. Yeah.
All right, all right. So, guys, if you want to know about how I figured out the final solution to as to how I was able to integrate the disc jockey, do join my breakout room and we can discuss.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I think you used enough hooks in your pitch. I'm sure you'll have enough of an audience.
cool.
Nice first pitch, Bhaman. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Over to you, Raghuveer.
Greetings, everyone. So, for today's pitch, my SDP that I would like to be based on would be to identify the problems itself. So, we are creating a process of identifying a solution, right? So, I believe that once we understand a particular problem and we identify this is a particular problem, then we can figure out how a particular solution can be incorporated. And I will be discussing about leveraging the project reason, the objective, and the expected outcome of a particular project to identify such problem. So yeah, everyone, anyone who is interested are welcome to join my breakout group.
Wow, I think this is one of the most powerful SDPs to have, right? When you're working on something, you really want to prioritize the right problems. Like if Harish is working on management by exception, he really wants to prioritize the problems that matter for his dashboard, right? So in that sense, prioritizing the right problems is very, very important. So now how do you pick the problems? How do you prioritize? I think that could be a very powerful SDP. I'm looking forward to your thing, Raghuveer. Fantastic. Thank you for opening up this concept. Yeah. Now over to you, Pratibha. Are you here or? Pratibha is here or she again got disconnected?
She mentions she's having network issues.
Okay, then over to you, Suruchi.
Yeah, so Raghuveer said that identifying a problem. In my, I mean, what I do the work as a talent acquisition associate, I state that problem to the candidate. So he said, identify the problem. I state that problem when I call the candidate. So I yesterday Tarun very beautifully said one line. He state the problem to the candidate that are you looking for a right internship? And that's what I catched. So I feel that is a solution discovery process for me, that using a hook rather than conventionally starting from you have applied for this, just going in other way around.
Okay, let me just add some context to what you said, Suruchi. So I think when we communicate with people, right? So communication is also a process, right? And a big problem in communication is how do we get people to pay attention to us? So, or rather, attention seeking is a process. Attention seeking is a process. So, how do you view attention seeking as a process is what Suruchi is offering. So, if you find this to be valuable, you can visit her breakout room.
Thank you,
And that's what you're doing in LDI as well, right? You're seeking attention so people show up in your breakout room. Yeah. So when you were, Harish got context from me, all I was doing is I was adding hooks to your pitch. You guys showed the value. I was just adding hooks so that people will visit your breakout room for the value. So I think that's a very valuable SDP to have, right? How do I get attention? How do I understand the attention mechanics? Yeah, over to you, Jairaj.
Yeah, my pitch will be revolving around like how we can find solution for a particular problem. I will be talking about my own project that I have did recently, scraping the Amazon data of US. So like I will be talking about that project, like how I made the system in the Google Sheets, like how I found the top brands, like uh, the whole process I'm going to talk about. So yeah, if you're interested, you can join me.
But wait, are you presenting a process or are you presenting the process through which you came up with the
Yeah, I'm going to
process?
present the process, like how I found the solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how you combined scraping and Google Sheets together to come up with an automation which took up to arrive at the top brands for your company to target.
Yeah.
So he was given a problem of identifying brands for his company, and he has followed a certain process, made a certain automation on Google Sheets after scraping some data and dumping it into Sheets to, identify the target companies. Okay, awesome. So before I open the breakout rooms, I have one request. Your organization's wallpaper during the LDI, that would be fantastic. So Jairaj, next time if you can put the UBL wallpaper like how Dhruv, Amrita and the others have put up, that would be fantastic, right? Nikhil, if you can come up with that escape velocity wallpaper, right? Nikhil, Niyati, all of you, if you can come up with that escape velocity, Vishkarma people are very prompt in this. All the Vishkarma people you'll see with that black color thing at the back. Harish woke up from slumber just now. Yeah.
Yeah, Tarun, I think I'm left for the pitch. I
Okay.
was facing some network issues.
Okay. You need an SDP on how to deal with your network issues, but yeah, go ahead with your pitch, please. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically in WCL we're working on multiple projects and we're starting with a lot of new projects. But one thing that's common in all of these projects are that they are user-centric, they are cross-functional, they are data-driven, and iteration is a continuous process. And second thing, everyone in the ecosystem is part of this projects that we are working on. So we'll take one such project and break it down using the SDP approach. So for that, you can join my room.
Okay. You want a case study and you want to see how a project can be broken down and understood, you can visit Pratibha's room. So, and as I open the breakout room, not more than 6 people per breakout room, please. Not more than 6 people for breakout room. And for all the new folks who joined in today, observers, you get to visit anybody's breakout room and have a conversation based on what they pitched right now. Yeah, the breakout rooms are now open. You can feel free to go to the breakout rooms.